One sunny afternoon, while exploring near the Whispering Falls, Little Bear Barnaby found something unusual washed up on the mossy bank. It was a brightly colored plastic bottle, unlike anything the little bear had seen in the forest before. A faint, sweet, flowery smell came from the bottle, and when Little Bear Barnaby nudged it, a little bit of clear, slippery liquid oozed out. Curious, Little Bear Barnaby dipped a paw into the puddle of liquid. It felt slick and strange. Then, as Little Bear Barnaby pulled the paw out and shook it, something magical happened. Tiny, shimmering bubbles floated up into the air, catching the sunlight like miniature rainbows. Bubbles! Little Bear Barnaby gasped, eyes wide with delight. The bottle had a picture of flowers and the words dish soap written on it, though Little Bear Barnaby couldn't read them. The little bear had accidentally discovered what humans used as dish soap. Little Bear Barnaby dipped a paw in the dish soap liquid again and waved it around, creating even more bubbles. Squirrel Squeaky and Rabbit Rosie, drawn by Little Bear Barnaby's excited squeals, came to investigate. They were mesmerized by the floating, iridescent bubbles that came from the strange dish soap. "What is that amazing stuff, Barnaby?" Squirrel Squeaky chittered, trying to catch a bubble on a tiny nose. "Little Bear Barnaby doesn't know, but it makes wonderful bubbles," replied the happy little bear, blowing more dish soap bubbles. The three friends spent a joyful time playing with the dish soap bubbles, laughing as they popped. The forest clearing was soon filled with shimmering spheres. Then, wise Owl Hoot landed on a nearby branch, observing the scene with a thoughtful expression. "Little Bear Barnaby, that looks like human dish soap," Owl Hoot said. "It makes lovely bubbles, but it is not a natural forest thing." Little Bear Barnaby looked at the bottle of dish soap. "Is it bad, Owl Hoot?" "It's not for eating, certainly," Owl Hoot explained. "And too much of this dish soap in the river wouldn't be good for the fish or the water plants." "Nature has its own ways of cleaning," Owl Hoot continued. "Rain washes the leaves, and the river cleans the stones." Little Bear Barnaby, Squirrel Squeaky, and Rabbit Rosie looked at each other. The dish soap bubbles were fun, but they didn't want to harm the forest. They realized that even if something seemed exciting, like the bubbles from the dish soap, it was important to understand where it came from and its effect on their home. Little Bear Barnaby carefully pushed the bottle of dish soap further onto the bank, away from the water, propping it up so no more would spill. "The bubbles were fun for a little while," Little Bear Barnaby said, "but our forest is better without this strange dish soap." The friends agreed. They had enjoyed the surprise of the dish soap bubbles, but they understood that natural wonders were the best. Little Bear Barnaby learned that day that new discoveries could be exciting, but respecting the natural balance of the forest was even more important than pretty dish soap bubbles.